Hey everybody, late recording intro from Noah. Just want to give you a little context for the general directionless vibes some of the moments in this episode had. Kind of as an upfront apology because it's not our most cohesive time I think we've ever had. But I think this will help explain it. So at the front of recording, I let people know that I had a lot of pain in my foot and I was gonna go get it checked out after. Hindsight, probably should have, prioritized that, but whatever. And as it turns out, I have gout. No idea how it happened. No idea where it came from, except that, my family's, I guess, got an arthritic history. So, not looking good on that front. And Dan was coming off an entire week of being sick. If you follow him on Twitter, you're pretty aware of that. So yeah, I was in a lot of pain. Dan was in a haze, and Jackson was there. So it's not our most cohesive episode, and I apologize for that. But I promise next week we'll all be back on our game because we will not be sick anymore. So have fun with that and enjoy the episode.
You guys remember the band Skillet?
Yeah, unfortunately. Why do you ask?
Yeah, I just been thinking about them, like, just now. I didn't even think about it at all until we started recording, and it just kind of popped into my head. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was, like, a really big thing.
I actually got to see Skillet live when I went to go watch Korn.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it was Skillet, Korn, Slipknot. No, not Slipknot, I'm sorry. Skillet, Korn, Stone Sour, and Yellow Wolf. You know who Yellow Wolf is?
That's my favorite D-list DC Heroes team.
You joke. Yellow Wolf is one of them. They're white rappers. His whole thing is he's not
it's spelled
bad, but he's his whole vibe is Southern boy.
Boy.
I don't like the way you said that.
Boy?
Yeah.
Boy?
But yeah, he's not terrible.
I'll yell at my son when I'm in the South because I definitely have children and live in the South.
I believe you.
Thank you.
But yeah, no.
I was lying.
It was a good show. Oh my gosh, what? I believed you.
I got him again.
Damn. I can't believe you
Jackson
fucking
would
destroyed
lie.
him like that. That's pretty messed up, dude.
People always think this guy is probably not
It
lying.
really
to me.
makes
They're
you
wrong.
think.
Doesn't make me think.
Just says,
I don't think about anything.
Nothing makes you think.
you know what? It's got me thinking.
Skillet?
I hate. No.
What kind of band name is Skillet?
New Suicide Squad came out, so that makes me think about.
Oh man,
Society.
What's the ratings on that
It did.
now?
I'm so annoyed. I had thought it was coming out much later in the month.
Same.
Wow,
it's
and then it just kind
doing
of
quite
dropped out of
well.
nowhere, relatively. And I'm hearing a
Oh,
lot of
man.
good things.
I mean, I'm not surprised. James Gunn is a really phenomenal director.
He is, but I thought that the Suicide Squad stank would definitely hurt this movie more than it clearly has.
No, dude. Here's the thing, right? Suicide Squad, the first one is bad, but it is very entertaining.
It is entertaining.
That one guy.
I'm not going to pretend it's not.
Anything.
Although I saw a thing about Suicide One director's cut. I heard something about them doing a director's cut.
Not good. There
Did it
is
ever come
one.
out?
It's not that. Yes, I've seen it. It's not that great. It
No,
expands.
you haven't, because the theoretical release of David Ayer's director's cut never came out.
Wait, so you're telling me that
There's an extended
director's cut I've seen? Oh, okay.
Which is what you've seen, but there's also a
Okay.
director's cut that has never come out.
Yeah, and that's where all the good stuff's at. That's
Actually,
why they didn't release it.
supposedly the director railed about it on Twitter not supposedly, he did. He railed about it on Twitter not too long ago because people kept giving him shit about, oh man, he should never direct anything again, yada yada yada. And he's like, listen, guys, I made a movie. I'm proud of what I made. What you saw in the theater isn't what I made because studios be out here. Yeah, now.
Well, I do understand that. I just think it's so funny when he's like, yeah, no, I actually made a really good movie, but you can't see it. And no one will ever see it, but it's so much better.
I get that. I also do feel like the man has gotten an undue amount of garbage. Like he's gotten shit on a lot. That movie's bad, but nobody deserves that much. Come on. Movie fans are the worst in that regard.
I don't.
It's like people.
Okay,
it's like
I
everyone
don't
shitting.
disagree with you that movie fans are the worst. However,
you think in this case it was okay?
No, it's because it's not okay to cyberbully him either. But the original trailer for this movie looked really good, and then they wrecked it. So I get people being mad about it. I can't be mad that people were really annoyed, right?
Oh, I can't be mad that people were really annoyed. I do think that like now, like people like you're it's well past it. You know what I mean? Like
no, if people are still making a scene at this point, then they're dumb.
Exactly. Or trying to get people to say like get the original cast to say things about it. Like that's kind of scuffed, right?
I think my recording got like hiccuped and
no.
over-recorded a couple of times. So most of it's still there, but it looks like it just like
jumped,
bubbled. I don't think it missed anything. I don't think it cut out anything I said. But I'm just gonna do a quick clap again to.
All right,
sounds good to me.
All right, so 3, 2, 1. Why did they call the second movie the same thing as the first movie?
Actually, it's the
and
Suicide Squad.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
It's very different, Jackson. I don't know if you knew that.
Boo.
It is a different name.
Why?
Well, you see, this time there's an article.
Like
I remember English. What'd you say?
Yeah. Why did they do that? Because the first one was reviled, so they didn't want to be associated with it. But they just wanted to make another one anyway.
Apparently, it's a soft reboot.
Oh, it definitely is. Are you kidding me? They got rid of Jared Leto, and they changed the entire tone of the movie. I would call that a hard reboot with the same cast.
I'm pretty sure by definition that's a soft reboot.
I would call it a hard reboot with the same cast. But yeah, no, it's soft reboot was definitively what they needed to do.
It's just weird that they really needed to do anything with it. Like, can't you just like make a Justice League Dark movie? That'd be way more cool, and you don't have to redo something that was just done 2 seconds ago.
You know what? That's fair.
Like, there's so many other cool properties. I don't know much about superheroes at all, but like, I think that Dr. Fate guy looks like he's swagging. I don't know what he's up to, but he's got like the big helmet. I'd like to see something about him. Is that DC?
I've never heard of Dr. Fake in my life, but I love
Dr.
that idea.
Fate with a T?
Fate.
He's got a big ass gold hat on.
Yeah, I thought you said Dr. Fake, and I'm like,
DC. He's DC.
Yeah, they should make him a movie. What's he do? Is he cool?
I don't think he's cool.
Oh, really? Is he like a bad guy?
I just don't think he's cool. You didn't ask.
Oh, like you think he's like a loser?
Yeah.
He's probably like a good like character, but he's probably just like a loser. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's kind of lame.
I always thought he looked kind of cool, just from like the images I've seen. Kind of got like a Is he like an ankh on his chest? Does he have an ankh on? Is he like an Egyptian superhero?
Sure. I would guess that he definitely takes from the culture.
It's a nice way to say that. No, I like that.
Is it a white guy?
I don't know anything about him. I've never heard about him in my life.
I can tell you with like 99% certainty that it's definitely a white guy.
But like he just happens to be repping for Egypt.
Yeah.
It's a little suspect.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
And well, obviously, like anthropologically, you know, a lot of Egyptian culture that we perceive as Egyptian culture is closer to Greek in origin. You know, that's not really. I don't think that's really the discussion that needs to be had about the guy in the gold hat.
Are you sure?
Probably not.
Yeah, he should just be from
Egypt. You really want to have this discussion.
No, I just feel like he should. I don't know. Is he cool though?
I don't think.
Like, is he like a good person or is he a bad guy?
I don't know. Are any of us really good people?
He's a bad
guy.
I don't know anything about him. I literally don't know anything about him.
I don't either, but I always thought his hat thing was pretty cool.
He does have a cool hat, and we all know,
covers his whole. It's just like a bucket. Yeah, just covers his whole head.
People's status in the world is solely based on how cool their hat is. That's a fact.
You say it like it's a joke.
No, the Pope, cool hat.
I was gonna say there's a reason the Pope is still so important.
It's true. It is 100%.
It's not Catholicism.
Are you trying to tell me the Pope doesn't have a cool hat? I will challenge you on that.
Pope has a cool hat. That's just a fact.
I wouldn't. I was about to say I'd wear a Pope hat.
I got to the end of that bit.
I'm just thinking of other like movies they should make for superheroes instead of just remaking one that was just like unsuccessful from 6 months ago.
I mean, it was I mean, I know this isn't the point, but it was like 2016, wasn't it?
Oh, thank God! It's been 10 years.
I mean, I don't know. It wasn't that unsuccessful. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
why are they getting rid of it all?
They're not. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a soft reboot. They just got rid of the parts they didn't like because they can do that.
Yeah, they should have just done something different with more swag.
They can do that, like DC at all. They should do that. That's all
I watched an animated Justice League Dark movie not that long ago, and that was pretty cool. They like had to. I think they fought like a wizard or something. I don't really remember, but I think I liked it. I think.
I feel like DC has some really batshit characters that are not more fun than Marvel, but some of them are a little more fun than Marvel, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like swamp guy, swamp thing.
Yeah,
I
Swamp
do love
Guy,
me some
Swamp Thing. What a great
You guys
dude.
remember the Gamer for President Twitter account that said, "I want to drain the swamp and remake the Swamp Thing,
No.
Yeah,
or reboot the Swamp Thing"?
I love Ace Watkins, Gamer for President.
Yeah, that was who it
Um,
was.
Yeah, no, what a mess. A gorgeous account. Should we make him president? Yeah, no, probably not. But I had fun with it, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Yeah.
Okay.
In this situation, yeah, why not?
You guys, we were talking Skillet. We talked about Skillet for like 2 seconds.
We did.
Mhm.
I was wondering if you had like more to say about Skillet, but like
No, it just was a fever dream, kind of.
Skillet sure did exist.
Yeah.
they did. Not like in a bad way, but like not
No,
a good
I don't
way.
remember. I don't have
were
negative thoughts
fine.
associated with Skillet. Yeah, they were fine.
I
They
have
were
negative
completely
thoughts of my
acceptable.
association with Skillet. Like my memories of Skillet, bad.
Mhm. I feel like they were a completely acceptable Christian rock group, which I know, whatever, contradiction, but whatever.
Is it a contradiction?
I mean, haha, Christian rock bad.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't make a contradiction. It just makes it like a shitty genre. But like, if that was the case, then I would, I don't know, probably think that pop punk was a contradiction. No, I don't want to disrespect pop punk.
No, but saying good pop,
They've been
but like
through
if
too
you
much.
whatever, it's fine. Yes.
Whoa, you got something to say about pop punk, Dan?
No.
You said it to my face.
No, but I do have things to say about ska and how it's bad.
You got something to say about ska, Dan? You say that to my face.
He just
I
did.
I just
Oh.
did.
Sorry, I
Yeah, you
wasn't paying
just
attention.
finished doing
I'm
that.
preoccupied right now. You know, I'm thinking about how great ska is. I'm skanking in my brain.
Skanking in my brain is my favorite ska song.
Yeah, me too. Because
Brains.
it's probably a ska song.
Oh,
Skank the pain away.
God, what a good time. What a bad time for ska. What a good time for us.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe
What
you
happened to
said
Skillet?
Anyway-
No, what happened to Skillet? You saw him in concert?
Oh, I saw them in concert. They were just fine. But they fucking hell. Sorry, just a sec. Holy shit.
Good memories came back to you about Skillet?
I saw them in concert and they were fine. But they really got on the actually Christians are the biggest minority group type of train, which I mean, no one should be surprised at that. But also,
I
it's
feel
like,
like
yo,
I'm gonna say it. If you are just do something like, if they're the biggest minority group, wouldn't that,
make them not a minority group.
I would argue that that's not really like a marginalized group at all. If you're a white American Christian in a rock band that's incredibly successful, I would argue that you're probably not that persecuted or oppressed.
That's a
Oh, you don't
bold take,
understand,
dude.
Jackson. You see, they themselves as a band are not the most persecuted. But it's because of their religion. It makes it worse.
Damn, Skillet's been in a band since 1996, and they're still just there.
Mm-hmm. I respect how much still just their energy they really do have. But not enough to want to go see him again. You know what I mean?
Oh, never. Let's see. Oh, damn, they put out a new album in 2019
They did. It was
called Victorious.
It was an album. I don't know. I don't have a lot of good things to say about Skillet, and I don't have a lot of bad things. It's just they're like,
Ooh.
you know,
Their deluxe edition of the album was released on September 11th of last year.
oh, I don't like that. I don't
Yeah,
have
just
a reason not
just
to
a
like
weird-
it
just a-
outside of it just feels like it feels bad, you know?
Yeah, but yeah, you guys want to listen to some Skillet?
Man,
No.
you know what? I got something to talk about. I actually have something here to talk about.
Okay.
Let me help save the day here. Crime Scene Kitchen. Have y'all heard anything about Crime Scene Kitchen?
I've never heard of this in my entire
I have heard things about it, yes.
Okay, so Dan, Crime Scene Kitchen is the hit new cooking show on Fox, and its whole thing is you go out there and you have a kitchen set up with a bunch of evidence of what was baked there. It's a baked goods show. So you go in and it's like, oh, in the dishwasher there's 4 8-inch cake pans. That means I'm making a 4-layered cake. And like you have that kind of fun with it.
Mhm.
And it's two teams of 6 competing groups that they work down to one over the course of the show, and it's fun. It's the concept is distinctly better than the show is its only problem. Yeah, you know who Joel Mchale is.
Probably.
You watch Community?
Oh, right. You did tell me about this. Yeah.
Is he the host?
Yeah, he's the host.
It makes me kind of want to watch it, actually.
I gotta be honest, that did not help me in my enjoyment of it. But then when I actually was like getting into it a little bit more, I'm like, you know what? This is actually not terrible. I'm not doing a good job of selling this show, and I think that's the problem. Is like, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that this was like a great show, because I hated the first episode. Like, capital H hated the first episode.
Okay.
But it did grow on me. You know those shows, and you're like, man, I hate this show, and then it grows on you. Yeah, good feelings. Am I right, fellow gamers?
Yeah.
I
like that. Is this thing on?
I like it. I do really like it as an idea, right? Like a lot. Like, I think it's a very, very cool premise for a show. I won't lie to you.
I'm gonna reverse engineer a cannoli.
Basically, yeah, right? Like, and it's kind of exactly what it is.
I mean, did y'all see my my tweet about the show? Because
no. I don't follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. There was this one.
That's a lie. I do.
There's this one bit where a guy was like, babe, I'm Italian. I'd know if they made a cannoli here, okay? I've been growing up around cannolis my whole life. And then they were the only ones to not make a cannoli, and go figure, it was a cannoli. And really I felt personally attacked by that.
It's very funny.
I don't know.
I know cannolis. If I see a fucking cannoli, proceeds to not know a cannoli.
Mm-hmm.
I think what really helped the show is Joel was clearly trying to embody an awful lot of Alton Brown energy.
Who?
Alton Brown. Everyone else in the world knows who Alton Brown is.
Yeah, he's the guy with really bad opinions who just cut through a kitchen.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So he was really trying to work with like that manic evil genius energy that Alton likes to run with. Which works well for Alton. And doesn't work well if you're trying way too hard to be Alton. Which is what Joel was doing at first, in my opinion. But as it went on, it ended up getting better. He got more of an identity of his own.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Nina is texting me that somehow my upstairs neighbor parked me and Nina both in. So I need to go text him and ask him to move the car.
It was a power play. For 2 cars in with 1 car. I'm assuming Nina and your cars are not in a line.
They are in a line. We have a driveway here, and I gotta be honest, there's not enough room for him to have parked us in. I'm not sure how he parked us in.
He did it because he hates you.
I don't think that's true.
That's the only logical solution.
Yeah, I feel like with the crime scene kitchen, I like everything I've heard about is people being like, yeah, it's just like a cooking show, it's fine. And then there's just a whole bunch of people who are like, yeah, this is genuinely the worst piece of media ever created.
Yikes.
See, that's the thing, is I can't disagree with people who have that take for the most part, because it doesn't give off great vibes at first. It's not good at being a good show. It just eventually becomes a good show. And I think the issue is it has some really unlikable characters. Like,
that makes sense.
There's just some of the worst people I've ever seen in a cooking show. And then people who are like, they're really just bad at baking, so why are they in a baking competition? It's like stuff like that.
Like, how did they get through the screening? Like, how did you just let this happen?
That's literally thoughts that I've had, though. Oh, have a sec. Hey, dude.
This episode is a mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not thriving out here.
I feel like we're all just trying to survive out here and we're not succeeding.
No, that should be okay. For my life I'll let her know. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm most assuredly fighting for my life out here.
Okay, we'll do.
Whatever happened to R. Kelly? He go to prison after that?
I hope so.
Did he just walk off the set and they were like, oh, yeah, I hope they got him.
Isn't R. Kelly in prison right now?
I hope so. All I knew is he was fighting for his life out there for a little while.
He was.
Anyway, this is just an
such a wreck.
Absolute wreck of an episode. Noah's got the gumption or whatever.
Noah does have gumption. You know what?
I do have the gumption.
That's what I always tell people. Noah, he's got a lot going on, but he's got gumption. He's got it where it counts.
I can Google this.
He's got the
A
gumption.
miserable existence this is.
Oh, damn, gumption is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It's like a recognized word.
Gumption?
Yeah,
Yeah. It means that you
Yeah,
can
it's
say
a
get up and
recognized
go.
word.
Yeah, of course.
I know, but I just thought it was like hey, you got the gumption, kid. Like, it's just kind of like a nonsense thing.
I mean, if you say it like that, then yeah, it is what it means.
Oh, but you wouldn't put gumption in an essay.
Yeah,
I
but
would-
if you say you
I
got the gumption, I wouldn't say that. But I would put
It
gumption in an
says-
essay.
The definition is enterprise, initiative.
Enterprise, initiative.
Please tell me horse sense. Yeah, horse sense is in the dictionary too.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Horse sense. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Have you heard horse sense before?
I've never heard of horse sense.
Dan, have you heard of horse sense?
I have.
Apparently, it just means common sense.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they just say common sense? Why would they have to bring a horse into it?
It's one less syllable.
Yeah,
Why
but
is
then you're
hashtag
saying horse
Vorday
sense?
trending? I hate
is-
this.
what's
Like, why
that?
the fuck is Vorday trending on my page of all? What the fuck is this? I hate Twitter.
It's Vorday.
I hate
What do you
Twitter.
think What do you think Vorday is? I'll give you a hint.
I got a pretty clear idea of what Vorday is. I don't know what about
get a
my
whole day?
Twitter would make people think, oh yeah, or would make Twitter's analytics think, yeah, no one wants to see hashtag Vorday. No, what the hell? Oh, I hate
Yeah, I'm on
that.
Vorday.com. It's not loading, but there's a way. Oh, whoa. Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know why you would have done that, but more power to you.
No. Wait, no, you're thinking this is one thing? This is way worse than you're ever imagining. Click here to enter.
Why would you click here to
Oh,
enter?
No. Oh, no. I'm inside a digestive tract.
Oh,
That is what vor is, yes.
The day was invented in 2011 by the Japanese artist Isutash. The day was introduced to English-speaking Vor community in 2014 with major artist support. Since 2015, it's been highly promoted by Herrick, who runs an annual showcase stream sponsored by the Discord Vor Alliance. You guys part of the Discord Vor Alliance?
oh, you know
I
I'm not.
hate being alive.
Whatever. It's not.
Worst thing.
It's weird. It's gross, but at least they have an alliance.
I gotta be honest, Jackson, that doesn't make me feel better.
Hey, better than being a Discord horde. Am I right, everybody?
No.
You guys want to see something that I just found on Amazon that sucks?
Yes, I really do.
Buddy.
We need something to revive this episode. Because holy
put
shit.
this up on the screen. Put this up on
I'm
the
not.
screen.
I'm not putting shit on the screen. I don't do. What
Put
the
it
hell
up
is
on
that?
the screen, Noah. Look at it.
Why is that a furry ski mask?
Yeah.
Oh, a ski mask for Halloween costume. For ski Halloween
that's terrifying.
costume.
That's terrifying. You want a ski
Oh my
mask
gosh,
that
there's
makes
so
you look
many
like
different-
a photorealistic
there's-
German Shepherd?
Jackson, there's so many different options.
Oh yeah, there's one that for honey badger, but it's just actually a regular badger. You can be a raccoon.
I like how some of these are like 0 pound British bicolor cat, 0 pound husky, 0 pound Siberian husky, instead of just the names, as if there's going to be a repeat in here of them. We got panda.
There's two red pandas.
They are, and they're right next to each other,
Uh-huh.
but they are slightly
And
different.
one's red panda funny, one's just red panda. So like if you're having a funny kind of costume.
It's
then you
funny
get the red
because the
panda
one
funny.
that looks like it's laughing is not red panda funny.
Well, yeah, that's just because it's serious.
This one actually kind of looks more like you just told it a joke that it really doesn't like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh my gosh, are you seeing all the pictures of people wearing them?
No, I closed it. I can't look anymore.
You
I went to
brought me here.
vor.com. I went to vorday.com and just it's just I gotta just close my eyes for a little while. I'm just sick of taking in new information.
I'm going back to bed. I'm
just sick of taking in information through my eyes.
I really feel like we need to reboot this recording in such a bad way.
I feel like
how do we restart this and save
how do we
what we've done?
We gotta do a Suicide Squad.
Oh god. Oh,
You're
my
right.
God.
We gotta cut the Joker. We gotta get out of society.
You guys, Blaseball ended.
Congrats on Blaseball.
I still don't know what the
ending.
fuck Blaseball is.
Blaseball, everyone got consumed by it by black hole.
No
Black
one
hole.
I know got consumed by it except you.
No, everyone got eaten by the black hole. Baseball's over.
Oh. Is that really
So
what
everyone
happened?
died.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like-
died is a word. died is definitely a
it's
word.
what most people assume would happen when you're consumed by a black hole. Dan.
Yeah.
I mean, technically they're just elsewhere.
That's not what a black hole is, though.
And no, but this is black hole, black hole. It's black hole squared.
Yeah, so like, are they just not doing it anymore then?
They're ending the beta is what they're doing. They basically did a big massive event. We killed Coin God.
I wish I could kill Coin God.
Is this a video game? What is Blaseball?
It's a
fantasy baseball with magic.
It's a fantasy.
Yeah, but you guys keep saying that. But fantasy football is when you go to your friend's house. You're like, I got 10 points. How does Blaseball work? How did you go? How did you guys kill a
go
Coin
to your
God?
friend's house and you have 10 points?
That's what fantasy football is. You pick your players and you get 10 points whenever they play the actual game. But what do they get the actual game from for Blaseball?
I don't think that's what fantasy football is.
It is. You draft like a team and then you get rewarded based on how the team members you have perform in the actual NFL games.
I thought that it was very different than that. My bad.
No, so you're like, I got Tom Brady, and Tom Brady like does some cool shit. You're like, damn, I got a lot of points then. I'm pretty sure. I've never done it because I'm cool, but
No, that's pretty much how it works. Yeah.
I thought it was closer to you build the team and then they do. Well, okay. So the way it works in baseball is there are a bunch of teams. There's a simulation that is constantly running, and they play each other. That's it. You pick a team, you follow that team. You pick a player you idolize that player. That is your player. Like that's really what it is. Yeah, I mean and then the sim plays, and we all watch and laugh and cry together as the world burns down. That's it.
So why did the beta end?
Two big reasons. The biggest one is that they intentionally were hitting the end of this story arc. So because it's a game that is designed, they can actually do story arcs. This one specifically was called the expansion era, and it ended. The idea was they were basically. God, I'm trying to explain this is going to sound so stupid. Whatever. We basically kept adding new mechanics and new mechanics and new mechanics to the game till it got too bloated, and then we deaded the fucking Coin God had to take out a loan on the league and use the league as collateral and couldn't pay off the loan. The arc ended when we killed Coin God, and that was enough to pay off that its death was enough to pay off the league.
How'd you kill off the Coin God if in a game of baseball?
It's not. It's Blaseball. Totally different.
You can just like kill people in it.
Yeah.
I feel like
get
here's the
incinerated
big
all the
difference, right? Fantasy football, you pull from existing people and you make a team based of whoever you want and how they perform is what counts. Whereas Blaseball is fantasy baseball, as in what if the fantasy realms had baseball and I'm just watching it.
It's more cosmic horror baseball in that regard.
I feel like you're really getting a little pedantic about me trying to clarify.
No, because fantasy makes it sound like
really
there's like
not
elves
getting
and
it.
shit. There are no elves. There are just eldritch beings from beyond the stars that want to consume us.
So there's no
Yeah, but,
elves?
like-
Are you willing to go out and say there are no elves in Blaseball?
Yeah, but so it's baseball, but there's eldritch beings that wish to consume us. But like, are they playing?
No, they are. Well, no. So
All right, then why don't they just play the game?
They do mostly play the game, but it also adds it adds mechanics, right? Like so things like betting on teams. You get coins. When you get coins, you can get blessings and wills at the end of the season. There are renovations that you can do for your stadiums, for your team stadium, that add different effects. Things like we had one, the Pies had one that was a big hoop. So every time a home run was hit, there was a chance that the player immediately after could go for an alley-oop and score an extra run.
But how does the beta? If you just like, you're building this then. So like, as someone who's like, I don't know, are you paying? Are you playing the game? Are you like in a little like club?
Yeah, sort of. So
And then
so rather than like a normal fantasy thing where it's like there are multiple fantasy football leagues, right? There is only one Blaseball league. So everyone is playing the same game. Everyone is following the same teams. And since you don't build your team yourself, you kind of work as a community to do different things. So like, say we wanted a blessing that makes it so that every time underhanded was one of the blessings that appeared at the end of the season, near the end of the game. If a pitcher has underhanded and a batter hits a home run off of that pitch, it instead of every run that is batted in, instead of counting as +1, counts as -1. So if you have 3 runs and you hit a home run off of this pitcher, you now have 2 runs instead of 4, right?
Yeah, but who decides that they get to be an underhanded pitcher?
We as a community vote on it with the coins that you get. From
Okay, you could.
following the
Yeah,
game.
I don't care about like the specifics on the mechanics. I just wanted to know who implement and how the mechanics are implemented.
So the devs like kind of put it out to the world that it can happen, and then we as a community vote on like we'll put like you can only vote for you can only vote for effects for your team. So like we would say, okay, we as a team are going to go for underhanded on our best pitcher or on our worst pitcher rather. So we've all collectively dumped a bunch of coins into that. And yeah, not everyone is involved in the Discord community, so not everyone is going to follow that exact like that plan. But generally, we get to different teams have different communities and have different different levels of engagement with like the overall planning. Yeah, it's just very cool. It's a very cool community driven thing. That's all, or was a very cool community driven thing. It is now on indefinite siesta. It will eventually come back in somewhere from 3 to 30 weeks. As for why it ended, end of the era, end of the storyline, and also they finally got venture funding, which means they aren't just Patreon funded anymore, which is both good and bad. It's good because it means that they'll have a lot more money to do a lot more fun things. It's bad because it means that by necessity somehow they're going to have to monetize this game because that's how venture funds that's how it works. What form that's going to take
Microtransactions for coins.
I would be very surprised by that. That is obviously my fear, but I would be very surprised by that as it really comes down to how much did the venture fund demand as far as control goes versus giving money, right? Like if they maintain control by all rights, like the easiest way to do it would just be stick ads on the site, right? Like that's and they already had sponsors for specific seasons. Like specific seasons would get sponsored by different groups.
This season of Blaseball, the cosmic horror baseball, sponsored by Gillette. Shave your balls.
I mean, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it was sponsored by like a lot of charities would sponsor them. You had one. The most recent one was that was sponsored by a union organization.
I'm sorry. The idea of being sponsored by a charity sounds so shitty because it's like, hey, this is a charity and they're giving us money to tell you about them.
I mean, a little bit. It's exactly. Blaseball has its own charity called
I understand that like all charities have like budget that goes toward advertising so people know that they exist, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, still the idea of a charity paying money that was donated with everyone who donates to any charity is like, and every penny will go toward cancer research. And it's like, well, some of your money goes toward cancer research. Other stuff goes toward making sure the charity keeps functioning and is able to continue to take your money for cancer research.
And pay for baseball.
Exactly. Blaseball. It's very close.
I did.
So how do they sprinkle in the cosmic horror? Are they just like, hey, they played a baseball game. Hey, look out for the tentacles from the deep. It's next week to see them later.
So the way it first happened was a solar eclipse is a type of weather that can occur. Don't ask how that's weather, not just an event. It's weather. And during a solar eclipse, players can be incinerated by rogue umpires. And so it very much becomes a game of trying to prevent your favorite teams from the characters that you enjoy and care about from being incinerated. There's a lot of like a massive amount of the rule book is redacted. There's lore in various stages from all walks of this world that we can't and haven't seen yet. Just a lot. There's a lot of interaction with like we are just small fish and we don't really understand what we're doing, but we're sure as hell trying our best kind of thing. Also, because we can't directly we as the community can't directly interact with any of the players or any of the world. It really does feel very much like it has kind of the theme of helplessness in the face of like beings that are more powerful than you kind of thing, which I would argue
I feel in the dentist office.
Same TBH. But I would argue that's a lot of how cosmic horror like is best seen is in that face of like, I mean, there was a peanut god. Like there's just it's weird. I'm not gonna sit here. I would argue that it is a comedy cosmic horror game. Almost like, as I mentioned before, Fallen London. I would put it in kind of that same vein of like, it's very funny and very silly, but also like, people definitely get incinerated like pretty regularly. Yeah, it's over for now. And so the community is kind of quieted down for a time, and we are kind of just waiting to see when and if it'll come back and in what form it'll take.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is
I'm,
very exciting.
like, sarcastic voice sounding aside, I'm actually really excited to see the next season pop up because
I am
between
too.
you and Zam, I keep seeing it pop up on Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun.
See, here's the thing. Here's the other thing is, and I'm gonna push for this a lot harder when it comes close to that time. I firmly feel like once the new season starts up would be the time. If you were ever going to get into it, that's the time, right? Like I would not have recommended anyone to get into it in the last like 5 seasons of the game because it just was too much. It was too much and too ridiculous, and like it was impossible to keep track of what was going on. But with the what will inevitably be a reset of like all the mechanics in all the game, I think that it will help.
I just have to pick a team, and all of my teams got vaporized, so I got to wait until the next ones come out.
Good news.
I hate to tell you.
A lot of them are probably coming back.
Oh, there we
Probably. But we did get some new teams.
Okay.
We got the Downward Dogs, which is my personal favorite of the new teams. You can pet them.
Good Lord.
You can pet any team player if you're really trying hard enough.
That's also true, and I don't like that.
Yeah, very cool. The Pies dove headfirst into a black hole.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't think I
team?
can support the Pies.
That's understandable. It is the Pies.
That was,
what's
in
wrong with
fact, Dan's team.
Yeah, but what are the Pies?
The Philly Pies.
It's just oh, okay, that makes sense.
That is the name of the team. Dave follows the Hawaii Fridays.
That makes sense.
Zam follows the Baltimore Crabs. Cedric is a
Moist
Canada
Mouths,
Moist
isn't he?
Talkers. Yeah, Moist Talkers.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
no, I hate
gross.
that.
Yeah, the Moist Talkers are the worst. The only one worse than that is the Ohio Worms, which, by the way, Noah, if you do follow the Ohio Worms, we are not friends.
What about the Yellowstone Magic?
Yellowstone Magic's actually great. They're super chill. They're actually super chill. They're a great community.
Thoughts on the
The Seattle Garages actually have like a whole... Hold on. No, you'll appreciate this.
Will I?
Yeah, they have
Breckenridge Jazz Hands.
the Jazz Hands are pretty cool. They're fine. I have nothing bad about them.
I feel like the less exciting of a team, the cooler they or the less like wacky of a team name, the less wacky of a fan base. It's my initial guess.
That's not totally wrong. It's also, I mean, all the fan base is a little wacky. The New York millennials are really low key. I'm pretty sure.
Unlike a real millennial, am I right? Avocado toast.
Yeah, I do hate them.
I do be hating them. I know nothing about the Breathmints. I don't think I've ever interacted with the Breathmints.
They're dead. I know that much. They died before everyone else died.
Everyone's dead. They did. They got incinerated. Oh, that's right. We were going to do a pirate week with them, and then they got incinerated day one. It was great.
The whole team?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the whole team.
So then what happens?
They got removed from the game, and we were kind of dealing with everything else. It was a lot. It was a lot going on this season. In the final season, people were incinerated. Parker was wandering around and lighting people on fire. It was just a lot. But Noah, I just linked you. The Seattle Garage it's a garage band is what they are. They have an actual band camp and if you scroll through, a ton of actual albums that they've put out that are like a lot of them are done by like other bands kind of contributing to them, but not all of them. Some of them are like just internal stuff going on.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And some of their, I mean, I don't love all their music by any stretch. It's not usually my style, but I think it's very cool.
So much here.
There's a ton, like an actual upsetting amount here.
There's a ska album.
There is a ska album. I'm a huge fan of Undefined. It's my personal favorite album. Psychoacoustics is a bop. But yeah, so it's cool. It's a very cool community. Like I said before, it's really just it's so community driven, right? I would not have been this interested in the game if it was just something I checked on like once a week. But like being able to interact with the community and like, hey, we collectively are all upset about specific thing happening, or we're all very excited about specific thing happening, or like, hey, here's some more artwork that some people made. Like it's just neat.
I really love how you managed to find the wide world of being a sports fan by playing Cosmic Baseball.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I think the reason I like this so much is because it isn't like a real sports game, right? I don't have to worry about like actual, like the players are whatever we want them to be, if that makes sense, right? Like I don't have to be like, oh man, I can't believe there's drama in the NFL again. I don't have to worry about like, oh man, so and so just really, really sucks this year. Because okay, so we'll put him in the shadows and they'll be better next season. Like it's much less commitment. It also takes place during like a single week. Each season is a week, so it's a lot faster paced too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, huge fan. Sad that it's over, but glad that I got to experience it while it happened.
I'm glad you did too.
Oh, thanks, Jackson. I appreciate that.
You know what? No problem.
You guys, I have another topic.
Please.
Yeah.
I have two other topics actually, but one I don't think I'm
Yeah.
going to get to today. Logitech, bad actually.
I like Logitech stuff.
I usually do too. Actually, I almost all of my gear is Logitech these days.
Yeah. Really sticking it to them.
They pushed an up. So I was, yesterday yesterday was Saturday. It's one of my stream days. So I was having some stream issues. Whatever. I restarted my computer. During the restart, Logitech decided to push an update. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, my computer crashed midstream. I was restarting, and mid restart, when I came back, I had no sound. That's part of why I'm so pissed about this. Logitech has added a new thing called Blue Voice, which takes over like the input from my Blue Yeti microphone. And it completely, like, across the board, completely broke every single one of my audio settings at once. I spent a full hour yesterday midstream, like trying to do a stream, trying to get everything fixed again. And it would come back like piece by piece as I was going.
Oh my gosh, that sucks.
And as soon as I thought I had everything fixed, I finally had voice going through back out to Streamlabs. I tried to launch my game and I had no sound. So I had to then go restart again, re-update my driver. It was just a nightmare. And I would just like to say, stop pushing updates that are going to interact with like that are going to take over other pieces of my computer. I didn't want that. I didn't ask for this.
I mean,
or at
while
least
I
give me the
don't
option to
disagree with
disable
you-
it. At least
While
give
I
me the
don't-
option to disable it.
Okay, I agree with that. While I don't disagree with you about the not interacting, you are the one choosing to use third-party software that is not guaranteed to work with your equipment,
I mean, you're right.
which I
It
know is
hurts.
exactly what you wanted to hear.
No, I mean, you're absolutely correct.
Do you want to know my solution?
Oh,
Mm.
It's just don't use the first party software. I just plugged in my keyboard and that's like the only Logitech thing I have. And they were like, you want to install this thing? And I was like, block.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly for the best. You made the right call.
And I can't change the color, but if you have a keyboard that's not colored in white light, you're 7.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I use blue.
Final answer.
I like blue light.
Mm.
All of my
That's
stuff
fair,
is
but
blue.
then you gotta have the blue light filter glasses in order to
I already have
help
that.
your eyes. Well, good then. I guess you can have you have the luxury of being able to have your keyboard as blue.
I have my
for,
keyboard and eat it too.
Don't do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you can give it a try.
Okay.
Because I also have a Blue Yeti microphone, but because I just have not
didn't-
allowed companies that are reputable to access my hard drive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you made the right call. I'm so
I'm
serious.
safe. Me and my 50 Trojan horses will be out here in silence.
Yeah. So that was my mess. That was my mess yesterday. Did not enjoy.
That does suck.
It was more just like I wouldn't have been very annoyed if it had happened in general, but the fact that it happened during a crash restart cycle midstream was
One time when I was streaming in the yesteryears,
in the before 4 times.
at a point my computer had to like force restart, and I was like, oh, this sucks. So like put a tweet and like message on Discord. I'm like, oh, computer is restarting real quick, and then it took 2 hours
Jesus.
for the universe's largest update. Apparently,
Apparently,
Jesus.
honestly,
it just like, and
that's
I just like
insane.
kept sending photos. Like, yeah, this is I guess just gonna be a couple hour long event.
Yeah, seriously.
Buckle in.
Buckle in. We're
Yeah, it
all
took-
in
took
for a
took
wacky
a full
ride.
2 hours.
That is extremely frustrating. I won't lie to
Oh,
you.
absurd.
I
Just-
would have
just
been
absurd.
very angry.
I was just so like, I was like angry after like an hour, and then after like an hour and a half, I was just numb. I was like, okay,
All right, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna ride this out. All right, cool, neat. Love that for us.
it's like fuck it. This is just what I'm doing today.
Yeah,
Just this.
just this.
What was your other thing you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I was gonna talk about RimWorld again, but I think I talked about that last week a little bit. So
You
don't have to
tried
do
to
that.
sell me on buying RimWorld. I'm pretty sure.
you should.
You were
Did you
just
buy
like,
RimWorld,
yeah,
Noah?
I did not.
Because it's
Ah,
expensive.
See, I've been. Well, it's not only that. It's also I've been wanting to play a more like modern looking game recently because I've been playing a lot of indie games, which is fun. But I also want to play something that's a little more fast paced and a little more I am good at it, you know?
Which is why we started playing Saints Row.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't need to be good at
Which
Saints
also
Row
had issues.
because you just can't lose. It won't let you.
True.
Unless, it doesn't sync up the online, which was frustrating. But we seem to be past that. And for the record, in Binding of Isaac, I have, in fact, moved on from being terrible at it.
Just being
I've
pretty
finished several runs now.
Oh, shit. This guy's beating the game.
It's true. Lilith in greed mode is actually fun as hell.
bad. Yes.
I think greed mode is really, really underrated.
Honestly, I do too. I was watching Northern Lions tier video of characters. Jackson, I'm sure you watched as well.
I've watched most of them, yeah.
And he was just talking about like ranking Lilith super low. And he's just like, yeah, get out of here with that. She's great in greed, though. And like, I hate greed. I'm a man with a college degree who hasn't played greed since unlocking everything. It's like, I don't know, man. That's a bad take.
Yeah,
I think
that's a rough
greed
He does
take.
have a college degree.
He does have a college degree.
The guy has a biology degree, and you're going to tell me that he doesn't know about Binding of Isaac?
Yes.
I mean,
I think his 8,000 hours in the Binding of Isaac might speak more to his Isaac knowledge than his biology degree.
I also agree with
I
that.
would also agree. But see, in my 35.7 Isaac hours, not counting the original, I would say that he's wrong about greed mode being bad.
I think grid mode is just solvable compared to regular Isaac.
Yeah, I think once you get the vibe of greed mode, it's hard to lose.
Which is why it's fun when you're not very good.
Mhm.
Because you're like, this is fun. I'm good at this. It's like Azazel. You're like, this is the best character.
And then
I
you
win.
get to greedier mode and get fucked.
Man, I want to play greedier, but I have not downloaded or I've not donated nearly enough money. So
I won't
gotta
lie
be
to you. I
greedier.
still have a pretty hard time with greedier mode.
can't wait to try. By the way,
Because I'm bad.
do either of you know why an Isaac face is an official global Twitch emote?
Nope.
That's Bible Thump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why does Bible Thump exist as a Twitch emote?
I
don't know, why does-
Bible Thump?
Why does fucking PogChamp exist? What, I don't know. Why do any of them exist?
Yeah, there was definitely a Wild West for Twitch emotes that was
Mhm.
just like, oh man, something funny happened on the platform. That's gonna be a permanent emote on the entire website.
Because there were
And
like
then,
a lot of faces on there. There's a lot of faces
yeah.
and people on there.
Faces of people who were at one point like big creators. Twitch was like, oh, we're gonna give them an emote because of this legendary moment. And now it's just like, yeah, nothing good happens on this website anymore. So we're not gonna.
We're not gonna take the risk of somebody getting canceled later on down the line.
No, it's just like not. We don't want to dredge through the process that makes an emote worthy, you know? Because at the time there was like, man, something cool happened. That was probably the only thing cool that happened that day.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, oh man, 800,000 people are streaming at once. 500,000 of them are streaming for under however many viewers. And it's just like, well, how do we designate what does and doesn't get to be in like the echelon of content? And so instead, everyone just gets a whole bunch of their own emotes.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't get another one of those like, hey man, this guy made a funny face. That's the play of the game. Haha, he's quite the champion of that. The Pog Champ. And he's like, I'm racist. You're like, ah, shit.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Not again.
Oh, it was so funny seeing people like talk about that as if because man, he hated that emote. I think using the emote makes it even funnier knowing that he hated it while also understanding, yeah, I mean, I guess I get the idea of trying to like keep his face off my platform,
Yeah.
But man, it's so funny that like the last of his time spent on Twitch was him saying, I hate this emote before he
Yeah, that's
quit.
hilarious. Well, also just the fact that people are like, I can't believe the PogChamp guy did that. Like, why? Do you know him? Did you watch him play video games 10 years ago? You can't believe he's like in a terribly racist pipeline? I mean, I didn't have a lot of faith in the PogChamp guy, I guess. I just didn't hold him to a high standard. I didn't think anything about him.
It's just like, man, I
Yeah,
can't
when I was
believe a
presented
man
evidence
who
that said he
lives on the
sucked, I was like,
internet
yeah.
had a bad opinion.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know anything about him. I don't hold him to any standard. So when I find out he sucks, I'm not hurt about it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. Believable. This guy sucks.
Tracks.
There's like the PogChamp I don't know, it's just weird when people are like, I can't believe he did any of those things he did. Why? He's famous for making a funny face from the past.
Yeah.
That doesn't say anything about, like, that. Yeah, sure, it's not cool, and I wish it didn't, but, like, I didn't expect better of him because I didn't expect anything of him. He's the PogChamp guy.
He is PogChamp guy. I mean, I agree. I think that like people definitely kind of attributed a lot more to people than maybe they deserved. I think would be the way to say
We're just like undue attributions. If you're like, I can't believe he like hates video games now, you'd be like, yeah, that's reasonable. I can't believe he does that either because wasn't he like famous
Wasn't he a
for
huge
playing video games?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's just none of his
political
lasting
opinions are a
fame.
surprise or not a surprise.
Yeah, like none of his like lifestyle choices outside of the realm of Twitch.tv are like that shocking to me because I didn't know him for his lifestyle choice. I didn't know him at all, but
Wow, you didn't? You didn't know PogChamp guy?
speaking of the deceased, not the PogChamp guy, did you guys hear about Trevor Moore from the What Is 'Cause You Know? Passed away.
I did.
I heard.
did.
I
It's
Yeah.
very sad.
Out of
didn't
nowhere.
know anything about Whitest Kids, I'm not gonna lie.
Very, very edgy sketch comedy show from back in the day.
Gotta be honest,
Yeah,
I thought
still
they were a
around.
pop punk band.
Yikes.
It literally wasn't
Damn
until
them.
I looked into things because people were talking about it that I'm like, oh, that's not a band at all. That's a comedy.
That's not a band at all.
Okay, but they did actually do a lot of music, and Trevor Moore did have like some musical specials, some of which were very funny. He's got High in Church, and he's got this song called "What About Mouthwash" that gets me every time. That's just about it's not like illegal to buy alcohol in some states after certain hours, so instead he's just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm buying mouthwash, and it's just
Actually,
about
very funny.
Love hate.
the drinking mouthwash to huffing paint pipeline. It's a great song. Yeah, that's a sad.
Yeah. No,
Death.
that
I
is
don't
really, it
really-
is really sad.
I definitely would not watch The Whitest Kids You Know, but when I was 12, I saw clips of it on the internet and it made me laugh. I don't think it holds up that well,
That's what I hear a lot. Yeah.
if at all. But I also haven't revisited it all, so who knows?
I feel like
keep
that's
it that way.
I feel like that's how it goes though, right? Like I'm sure a lot of things that I found very funny as a kid, I would hate now.
Mhm. And you should hate now, to be clear.
I don't know.
And it's not even. I guess like I didn't even find it like very funny as a kid. There were just certain sketches that like everyone quoted,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like that like people laughed. But like I didn't ever watch the show because I think it was on like IFC or something, and I was 12, so I just watched YouTube rips of the most popular sketches.
Honestly, in hindsight, I know for a fact that I would hate what I used to like now because remember back when we were looking like when I popped open my old YouTube channel just to see like who I was still following, and like we got classic old would you just look at it Ed Bassmaster and stuff like that.
Yes.
I
Definitely.
I do remember.
well that happened a while ago. It was a decent while ago, but it did happen. But like I'm just thinking about that even. I don't know. I'm looking at my sub page just to see who's still doing things, and I don't know why I was subbed to Smosh Games.
Smosh Games.
Yeah. And then there's some other people who I'm subbed to that I'm like, yeah, no, I would still enjoy. I was subbed to all time 10s.
I don't know what that means.
There are top 10 list. Oh, that's embarrassing.
At least it's not Watch Mojo.
Yeah, I don't think I was subbed to Watch Mojo. I was subbed to Angry
Thank God,
Joe
that would
though.
be very embarrassing.
Damn. I can't believe that Trevor Moore has passed away.
Yeah. Wild.
Do you know what happened? Like,
Nobody. I don't
they
think they
haven't-
said. Yeah.
They
An
haven't said
accident.
anything.
Oh, I
all
did
is
see that,
said
yeah.
it was an accident. So
Yeah. People were talking about how like they were watching him just a few hours prior. Super
Yikes.
weird.
holy
Yeah.
like he
shit.
did like a performance or something.
He was on Twitch.
Oh,
Holy shit. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was like out of nowhere. Yeah. Yep. Very, very sad. Very surreal. One of those things. It's like it obviously does happen, right? It obviously happens to everybody. Death comes for us all. There's no predicting, nothing you can do about it. But it's very surreal when it happens very suddenly to someone who is a relatively public figure.
like honestly, like this, and this isn't even like a joke because I remember this being joked to hell and back for some reason by like people on the internet. But like when Paul Walker died,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that was like granted, it wasn't just like a freak accident. He was going very fast, but also it still is
Mm-hmm.
a sad freak accident when you're like, yeah, this like young talented guy just died.
Yeah, it's I would put it also kind of a similar thing to when fucking what's his name, basketball player died.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe. When Kobe died, like same thing. It's just very public, very sudden, and like kind of a like.
There's a second where I was gonna say like, oh, LeBron, and like make it like a joke, and I was like, I really don't want to do like a thing where I'm like, haha, like joke person who's not dead yet, pretend they're dead, and like what if
you
right?
had?
Like what if between now and the day this comes out, just what if?
I'm not gonna lie, when he said that, my gut reaction was, yeah, Michael Jordan, no. LeBron, no. And then I'm like, that's right. It was Kobe.
It's in there
and
somewhere.
It was like, was it 2 years ago now, or was he the beginning of 2020? I feel like he was in the summer.
Beginning
of 2020?
At least before like midsummer. Like it would have been.
Well, he was definitely
spring.
definitely not during COVID. I know that for sure.
No, it was.
Because I was still working.
Before. Was it right before?
It was definitely before COVID.
I was still working too.
I was still working,
Ohio,
but like I was at the barbershop actively, and we shut down for the entirety of COVID. I don't think they opened up until like September. It took them a while.
Well, yeah, I did watch the first 2 Fast and Furious movies over the last week. With Rob.
I enjoy the Fast and Furious movies. What I've seen,
I do.
I'm still gonna shit on them, but the first couple are just so bad.
The second one is so good.
Or I can't.
That's
not
right.
have
The second one is so good.
I'm gonna have to watch that again to see if I can agree with you.
The second Fast and Furious movie is so funny. Like it's so good, especially because there's I don't know if you're aware at all, but there is a sub community of Fast and the Furious fast heads, if you will, that are like, yeah, Fast and the Furious 2 is because more than the other movies, which is saying something, there is a lot of homoerotic subtext in Fast and the Furious 2.
I do love how much subtext they manage to squeeze into these movies about very straight men.
It's so good because it's just like the character of Roman and then Paul Walker's character are there is a strained dynamic between them where they used to be close, but they're no longer close. And if you kind of pretend that the unsaid is that they are former lovers, which is obviously never said. But there's just moments where it's like, yeah, we're not close like that anymore. You're like, huh? And then whenever like Paul Walker's character is looking at like any like woman or like talking to women, Roman comes up and he's like, gives him like a hard time about it in a not strictly platonic way almost. He's like, why are you always checking her out? Like, you're always looking. You're always and you're like, what's going on? And there's just a lot of like little lines, and there's a part where they like fight on the ground in like a dust bath. It's something, it's a great movie.
It does sound like a great movie. I won't lie.
It's a great movie. Am I reading into it? Of course. But like,
well, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
As you frankly should.
That's really all I got here today. I think this is
in our garage in the Hollywood Hills.
Just bought myself this new Lamborghini.
Damn, dude.
Are we? This is anybody else got any points? I'm just going through it right now. That's all.
I feel like this is just a bad day for all of us.
I'm just going. Yeah, we didn't even talk about the past 7. That's just
know
how
you turn this episode into something usable. That's what I want to know.
We are.
Audience, this episode right now, as of recording, is 1 hour and 10 minutes. I want to know how short this gets trimmed down to.
Firstly, it's 1 hour and 7 minutes. If you're gonna make that claim, at least give me
Mine
the
is 1
the
hour
right
and 12.
time.
So
I'm just.
Well, you're wrong.
We didn't even mention the past 7. That's just where it's been.
We didn't. Jackson, how's your past 7?
No, it's too late. We can't do the past 7.
I want to know how your past 7 has been. I want to know.
We can't. It's just.
I gotta know. I need to know.
It's not happening. We can't do it. We're not strong enough.
Maybe you're not strong enough.
Yeah.
I'm not strong enough either. No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's it. Cut it.
Wrap it up, ship it, send it. We're done here.
I want to thank everyone for listening today. Please give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It means a lot, helps a lot.
Even if you didn't like this episode, I promise other episodes are better. We've done better work than this.
Yeah, no, it
doesn't say much.
If you're listening to this episode first, that's a mess. Bad choice.
I'm sorry. That's really on you at this point. You're still here.
But anyway, yeah, give us a review, follow us on the socials. Everything's in the link in the bio, as it were. So Dan, how about that first TikTok I sent you being a foot fetish video?
Yeah, didn't love that.